Hi everyone, this is Danny. Welcome to this video where I'm going to teach you how to play Surrounded by Holy, which is by Bethel Music. It's off of their current latest album called Come Up Here. Before we start looking at the chords and stuff, there's just a couple things that I'm going to mention to you. The first one is that if you want to take your piano playing in worship or just contemporary piano to a whole nother amazing level, then I have just the book for you that I have written. It's called Basic to Amazing Worship Piano, and that's exactly what it'll give you. It'll teach you how to play awesome sounding piano for worship or contemporary piano, and I will talk more about it at the end, but there's a link in the description below this video for that book, so definitely encourage you to check that out. All right, now before we get into the chords for this song, let's just look real quickly at the key that we're in and the scale that goes with that. We are in the key of E flat for this song. That's the original key for it, E flat. So let's go through that scale really quickly. In the key of E flat, there are 3 flats, and those are B, E, and A flat. That's B, E, and A. All right, now let's look at how that goes in the scale. I'll just play through it, and I'll call out the notes and the interval numbers as well. Here we go. We have E flat, which is the 1, F is 2, G is 3, A flat is 4, B flat is 5, C is 6, D is 7, and E flat is the 1. Now let me just play through that scale again. Go ahead and play through it with me. All right, that's our scale. So definitely make sure that you practice that before you get into playing through the chords and practicing the song. It is super important, whether you're playing it in E flat or another key. All right, now with that being said, let's just go ahead and look at the chords. There are a lot of chords being used in this song, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go through all of them in order from like bottom to top. So starting from E flat and then just going up. So let's get into it, starting with the E flat chord. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Let's just start with the left hand. Here's where we'll be. Middle C on my keyboard is right here. So we're gonna take the left hand pinky and come down to here. And for the E flat chord, the 1, we're gonna play this. E flat, B flat, E flat. Those 3 notes. And then with the right hand, we're here. Here's middle C again. So we're gonna be on this E flat with the thumb. And we're gonna play E flat, G, B flat. So altogether, that looks and sounds like this. All right, and there is also an E sus chord, which is suspended, which means that in the right hand, you play something a little different. So let's look at that. When it says E sus or E sus, we're gonna change this middle note here. Instead of a G, then for the right hand, we're gonna play E flat, A flat, B flat. So altogether, that sounds like this. You can hear that it's suspended. It wants to go somewhere. It wants to go to there, to the regular E flat. So just remember that if it says E flat sus, then we're changing this 1 note. Okay, now the second chord that we'll go through, we're just gonna go kind of up the scale here, is the F minor chord. So when you see F minor, here's what you're gonna wanna play. We're gonna come up here, and with the left hand, we're gonna play F, C, F. And with the right hand, we're going to play E flat, F, A flat. So altogether, that looks and sounds like this. So that's F minor, which is the 2 chord in the key of E flat. All right, and then the next one we'll look at is we're gonna jump up to the 3 chord, which is G minor. So when you see G minor, here's what you're gonna wanna play. We have in the left hand, G, D, G. And then with the right hand, we're gonna switch our position just a little bit. We're gonna be like this, and we're going to play D, F, B flat. So altogether, that looks and sounds like this. So there we go. That's the 3 chord, which is G minor, and that's on the chorus, by the way. Okay, now let's look at the 4 chord now, which is the A flat major chord. So with the left hand, we're here now. We're on A flat with the pinky, and we're going to play this. A flat, E flat, A flat. And with the right hand, we have a couple different options that I'll show you here. The first one, which I really love, is to play this. E flat, G, B flat. So altogether, that sounds like this. It has a really beautiful sound because this is technically an A flat major 7th chord, and that just has a really nice sound. So it's a little more like beautiful, jazzy, I guess. So you can definitely play that. Or if you want to make it sound a little more hollow, modern, just straightforward, you can do the same thing like I mentioned before on that E flat sus chord. You can take this G and move it up to an A flat. So then the notes would be E flat, A flat, B flat. So you can do either one of those. But like if it's on the chorus, like when it says holy, you can play either one of these, and this G here with the right hand sounds really nice. Holy. And if you were to play the A flat on there, that also sounds fine. Holy. It's a little more straightforward, but anyway, you have those 2 options. You can also play like both of them if you were just switch back and forth, get creative with it. All right, the next chord we have is the B flat, which is the 5 chord. So let's look at that. With the left hand, we have this B flat, F, B flat. And then with the right hand, we are going to shift our position again, and we're going to play this. D, F, B flat. So altogether that sounds like this. All right, and there's one more chord in this song to learn, and that is the C minor, which is the 6th chord. So we come up here with the left hand. My thumb is now on middle C here, and here's what we'll play for that. Left hand, we're going to play C, G, C. So those 3 notes. All right, and then for the right hand, what we're going to play is this. We're going to play E flat, G, B flat. Okay, so altogether that looks and sounds like this. All right, there we go, friends. Those are all the chords in the song. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So we're doing a chord on E flat, F minor, G minor, A flat, B flat, and C minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of chords. A lot of worship songs have 4, maybe 5 chords, but this one has 6, so you kind of got a lot to learn, but it's great to get more chords under your hands and to learn those. So that is how you play through all of those. Now let's just look at the rhythm real quick if you need help with that. So when I talk about rhythm, here's what I suggest doing. Let's say we're on the E flat chord. So it kind of depends on where you're at and what you're doing. For the beginning of this song, it's very light and it's very down and mellow. So what you could do is just do single strums. Take me into your... So you could just play like a single strum. Just like that, nothing else. But if we're talking about the normal parts on the choruses and stuff, like more upbeat parts, here's what I recommend. So we have the E flat chord, which is our 1 chord. When you play that, what I suggest is play them all together for the first beat. And then after that, do a little bit of right hand work. Whatever you want to do, you can do you can just do the chord on beat, which sounds a little bit plain, but if that's where you need to start, then no problem there. Or you can kind of mess around with the chord a little bit. Something like that. Or you could do some improv. Something like that if you're ready for that. And anyway, but that doesn't matter. So all together, and then right hand, like I just said. And then before you move on to the next chord, what you're going to want to do is do something with the left hand. Don't leave it hanging. And what I suggest doing is playing the notes from bottom to top separately. So all together, that's going to look and sound like this. All together, right hand, left hand. So you see how that's going, how that's working. All together, right hand, left hand. So that's how you do the rhythm. Do that on all of the chords, and how, like, kind of pay attention to that. And I'll just kind of play through these chorus chords a little bit. So, something like that. That's just to show you if what the rhythm looks like, if you need to work on that. Okay, my friends, and that is how you play Surrounded by Holy by Bethel Music. I really hope that this tutorial helps you out a lot. Okay, now just lastly, again, I want to just talk about my book a little bit more. So again, it's called Basic to Amazing Worship Piano, and that's exactly what it'll give you. And in this book, what I give you is 3 keys to totally up your worship piano playing or contemporary piano playing. But I wrote this book really with a focus on worship in mind. So the 3 keys are this. The first one is the left hand, how to play the left hand, where you can play, what you can't play, and then also just taking it to a whole nother level, even more than just playing the 3 notes. Those are great. That is the foundation. If you never leave that, that's totally fine. But there's a lot more that you can play. And I also talk about where you can go and where you can't go, high and low and that kind of stuff. So that's the first one. The second one is the right hand, how to play the right hand, like the best position to be in, and how to think about that, and how it works together with the left hand as well. And then the third key, which is definitely my favorite, is how to do amazing sounding improv. What I give you is a foolproof system for just gorgeous sounding improv. And yeah, I think the book would be worth it just for this third key alone. And it's a little complicated, but it's really not that complicated. If you understand the major scale, then it will be easy for you. And the major scale is, relatively speaking, fairly easy to understand. So that key is absolutely awesome and just totally worth it. So I really hope that if you check out the book or even end up buying it, that it will greatly bless you. So thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great time practicing this song and also worshiping God. And God bless.